Hey guys, Andy from Central West Virginia Fishing Intel and Andy Godwin Fishing. Hey, I told you we're going to cover some of the tournaments that me and Mark are fishing, trying to qualify for the championships of each trails that we're going to fish. This one's pretty easy to qualify. All you have to do is fish 4 out of the 5 tournaments. Our first event here in the West Virginia Bass Federation Buddy Trail was at Stonewall Jackson Lake. We didn't do very good. We ended up in 14th place out of 35. And what I want to talk about is decisions. Sometimes you make the right decisions, sometimes you make the wrong decisions. We started out making the right decisions and then changed into a bad decision. So I'll go over that real quick with you. I will show you a fish catch, and that'll show you why we made the decision that we made. We've been over practicing a couple days, and I've been catching fish on a big jig. 1/2 and 3/8 ounce jigs, a big number 1 type frog on it, a living rubber style jig. I've been catching some big fish every day that we've been over there. So what we started out with, we started out and went down on the main lake where we've been catching some of our bigger fish. And we had like a 2-hour fog delay, so we didn't get taken off till 9. Well, around 10:30, Mark catches one. And it's a small fish on a little creature bait. And about 15-20 minutes later, Mark catches another one on a small creature bait. We then run on down the lake and fished 2 or 3 different areas where we caught some bigger fish with no bites. I still hadn't had a bite on the big jig. The water temperature started out at 49 degrees and started warming up pretty quick. Well, we got up to 51, 52 down on the main lake by around 11:30. So we'd only been fishing a little while and we had 2. That should have keyed us in, but it really didn't. Our problem was the fish were small and we'd been catching the big fish. So we discussed it and we both thought that, well, if we ran up in the river or up in one of the backwater areas, it's a creek, but it's a major creek on that lake. We thought maybe we could get a couple big bites, and we figured 9-10 pound would get a check, which is what got checks. So we decided, but the thing is you're all in when you do that. You're a 45-minute run, and with the idle zones that they have on this lake to get back into where we were fishing. So we went back in there and we fished and we flipped and we flipped and we flipped, and that's all we did all day. Well, by 3:30, we were in there for 3 hours. No bites. So then that didn't leave much time to run back down the fish where we were catching some of our other fish, even the small ones. So we ended up coming back out there and fishing on the upper end of the lake a little bit and ended up catching nothing. So we ended up with 2 fish that weighed like 2.80 pounds, ended up 14th place. There were several teams that blanked. I think there was only 20 teams out of the 35 that had fish, so there was 15 people with no fish. It took a little over 14 pounds to win. It took around a little over 8 pounds to get a check. So when you're tournament fishing, decisions is what really helps you out. And we made the wrong decision because one of my buddies won and one of my buddies was in 4th place and one of them in 5th place, and they did what we started out doing, fishing the channel swing banks and flipping all day. Most of them only caught a couple fish. James caught 2. I think Darren had 5 and Nathan had 5, and that's the only bite they had all day. So like I said, we're going to show you the good, bad, and ugly. I will show you a fish catch here, and that shows you why we made the decision to run back in the creeks, because I had caught a couple bigger fish back in the creeks too, but kind of the wrong call. So till next time, guys, hey, good fishing. Hope you learned something from this video. A lot of times your first decisions are your right decisions, and you probably shouldn't change your game plan, but we did. So that happens. Until the next tournament, guys, I'll give you a report from it. Thank you very much.
He's a little guy. Nice deep.
Nice.